There we go. Yeah, so this is very interesting. It's kind of interesting that like we went back in history. Wait, let me stop recording for Kingdom Hearts and then let me get this as a separate recording. And at 12:50, but I want to talk about this. And I think there was something else I wanted to talk about. What was it? GTA 6? No. What was it? I don't remember what it was. Your 3DS2 win. So this is kind of crazy, right? It's crazy how history repeats itself. But essentially we have the Switch 2, which is a portable handheld. The people that leaked the portable PS5, they're very reputable people, and it's 9 times out of 10 true. Hold on, I don't like how I can't see my mouse because I'm like trying to highlight stuff, and it's like the mouse isn't showing because I hit hide mouse. Okay, so now I should be able to see it. Yeah, so the people that leaked the portable PS5 that's coming out in 2 years said the same thing that I said, because the PS6 is also supposedly supposed to be dropping in 2027. Everybody has the same sentiment that I said. It's way too soon for a PS6. Way too soon. The original PS6 rumors were supposed to drop 2029, which I could see that. You know, I can see that. That's more reasonable. But it's like, I just got my PS5 less than 2 years ago. Why is there a PS6 already dropping in 2027? Why? And you know how these game consoles usually do. It's going to drop in like the middle of the year. So they get those like first few weeks sales in. And then like 3 months later, you know, it's usually the holiday time, and then they make a bunch more sales. I promise you, the new Xbox that drops or the new PlayStation 6 that drop, they don't like dropping right before Christmas. They like dropping like 3-4 months before. So they get the sales from before, and then they get those crazy holiday sales for like the moms and dads that's buying it for their kids. So it's like, if this drops, this is going to drop like 2027, April, May, June, July. Quote me on it, right? Maybe like February. I can't see it being an earlier release, but 2027 is too early for this and a PS6. And then this is dropping, I think they said around August, September. But I don't think this is Xbox like official console. I think Xbox still has like an official console. I don't think Xbox is ditching their home consoles for this yet. I don't think they're on that Nintendo type of vibe. If they are, I'd be very surprised. But another thing I was telling people, consoles are going to be more expensive than ever. People who's complaining about the Switch 2 being $450. We could bet bread right now, the PS6 and the new actual Xbox is going to be at minimum $700. And then the like bundle, the plus, whatever, is going to be like $1,000+. This is already rumored to be around $1,000. This, and then you have the lower tier version with like less memory, less storage. That version is rumored to be around $700 to $800. This one is rumored to be around $1,000 retail for a fucking portable handheld. What do you think they're going to charge you for at-home systems? Complain about the Switch 2 price all you want, but when y'all see that PS6 price and it's $899, $899, don't say I ain't tell you so. Just know that shit is going to be expensive. It's going to be expensive, especially if the tariffs are still here. Oh, man. Oh, man. People going to be, damn, we thought Nintendo Switch 2 prices was bad. Now we paying $700, $800, $900 for the new Xbox PlayStation. They're going to be making all kind of memes. All kind of memes. And you know, somebody said that was mad smart. They was like, yo, here's what you do to make people buy the new system like that. You drop the new hottest systems right after GTA 6 drops. You know why? Because people like me, people that make content, or people that want the best version of GTA 6, I guarantee you GTA 6, to a degree, I'm not saying fully, to a degree, GTA 6 is going to struggle to run on the new PlayStation, new Xbox. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? I'm not saying it's going to be terrible like Cyberpunk, but how much you want to bet the new GTA is going to struggle to a degree to run on the new PlayStation, Xbox? And how do you get people to buy the newest consoles? Push them to play the GTA 6. You want the best experience? 120 frames? No lag, no nothing? That's what you do. I seen somebody saying that. I was like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, that's a smart ass theory. That's a smart ass theory. I'm about to play Night Rain. Ooh. Yeah, I really need to get on some of these games with y'all. I really need to get on some of these games with y'all. Night Rain, Black Ops. Am I pregnant? What? Reculse? What is that? I feel like portable PS anything is useless at this point. I can literally play the PlayStation 5 on my phone, PS Portal. I think I don't know if they're gonna go for that vibe. Like, this is giving very much like portable PC type of vibe, if that makes sense. But I think the problem that PlayStation is gonna have, why would somebody buy your PlayStation Portal or whatever you want to call it over the other portals, over the other like portable handhelds? You know what I'm saying? Because most games that come out nowadays, it's on Steam. Like, you can play God of War on that Xbox system right there below. Well, I'm trying to point, but I think you get what I'm saying. You can play it right there. You can play Spider-Man right there. The only smart thing that Sony can do to get people to buy a lot of these, they have to release a popular PlayStation exclusive. The next God of War, the next Spider-Man. Because, like, Steam usually takes a while to get these games. Like, the new Spider-Man, God of War, it probably took like 2 to 3 years to get those onto Steam. So, like, now if you're PlayStation, hey, you can play Spider-Man on the go. It's the newest Spider-Man, hottest Spider-Man. You know it's going to do millions and millions and millions. They're just following the regular console lifespan around 7 to 8 years. Is it really 7 to 8? I don't know if you have noticed this too, but games, consoles, and everything that's like typically released around tradition, everything has been getting bigger and bigger. Like the breaks, like I don't know if y'all realize, but within every Nintendo console, there's a bigger and bigger gap. But every PlayStation console release date. Okay, so the PlayStation 1, 1995. PlayStation Slim, 2000. PlayStation 2, 2000. Okay, so 5 years between the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. Then the PS3 dropped 2006, so 6 years. Then the PS4 dropped 2013. So what is that? 7 years. Okay, so PS4 to PS5 was 2013 to... Wait, what? 29... Oh, 2009... Wait, what? 2006... Okay, so that's 7. 2013 to 2000... Am I reading this right? So 7 years. You know something I'm realizing? Why does Nintendo not do this? Nintendo, you're missing out on serious cash by not doing this. What I've realized PlayStation is doing that's very smart, they'll release like a PlayStation and then they'll release a better version like 6 months later, a year later, 2 years later. Nintendo needs to seriously do that, because one thing that people keep on complaining about with the Switch 2 is the battery life. Release a new, better Switch, the Switch 2 Pro, Switch 2 Slim, whatever the fuck you want to call it, with a better battery life. Because that's probably like the main gripe that I hear everybody complaining about. Everything else seems great. The graphics, the DLS, and all this other extra shit. It seems like everything is pretty great on a Switch 2 besides the battery life. Just make a Switch 2 Pro. $50 more for extra, what? An hour of battery? 2 hours of battery or some shit? Because PlayStation's been doing that since the PS2. Actually, they released 2 PS1s. The PS1 and a PS1 Slim. Then a PS2 to PS2 Slim. Then a PS3 and PS3 Slim. PS4 and PS4 Slim. And PS4 Pro. Then a PS5, PS5 Slim, and PS5 Pro. PlayStation has been doing this. Nintendo, you're fucking up. Please. Please. I'm telling you, if they do this, the Switch 2 has... The Switch 2, I don't think people realize, with the Switch being the biggest console, or second biggest, I think the Switch is technically like the most sold console. The reason why they disqualify the PS2 being one of the most sold consoles is because if you look it up, they actually consider the Switch 2 the biggest. I mean, the Switch 2 the biggest sold console, right? Because the Switch 2 only doubles as a Switch, right? I keep on saying Switch 2, but I hope y'all get what I'm saying. The Switch only doubles as a Switch. The reason why a lot of places disqualify the PlayStation 2 as being the biggest sold console, the most sold console, is because it doubled as a CD player where everybody was playing shit on CDs. Like, I don't remember if y'all remember y'all moms and aunties and you playing like your favorite movies or burned copy movies on your CD. That's why a lot of places discount and do not count the PlayStation 2 as being the best console sold. A lot of places, if you look up the best console sold or highest console sold, they count the Nintendo Switch as being number one. So if the Nintendo Switch 2 could just fix a few of those nicks, considering it had the biggest console launch in history, I'm telling you, the Nintendo Switch 2 just... Like, Nintendo right now really has the crown to just be like... They really have the... They have, like, the potential to be the number one sold console every single time. If they just fix those few little nicks and errors that people are complaining about, they got it. They got it. They got it. Like, y'all already got PlayStation down. Y'all already got Xbox down. Nintendo Switch was the most sold console in history. They got it. The only thing that people complain a lot about the Nintendo Switch was like load times, power, graphics. Guess what? The Nintendo Switch 2 fixed all of those things. Just fix the battery life, bro. It's like, why does everything have to come with a pro and con? I believe the next console iterations will be time to grab a PC for exclusives. I'm trying to like Like, I understand what you're saying, but I'm trying to like get my thoughts before I respond. Here's the problem with PC, right? A lot of times, it don't matter how strong your PC is, it's going to fuck up more on a PC than it is a console. And it sounds like this where I'm grateful that I have a console, right? Because a game like Doom was terrible on most people's PCs. If you did not have like 10 out of 10 PC, Doom was not going to work. But somebody like me that played on my PlayStation 5, I was perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? And even it's gotten to a point where PC players are saying, yo, if y'all want to play the new hot game, just give it like a month or two at this point. Because a lot of times when things release on PC, it fucks up. I don't know if y'all noticed that. Like, Spider-Man was terrible when it originally launched on Steam and PC and Apple. That shit was terrible. And to a degree, it's still terrible. So that's what I'm saying. Now you're waiting 3, 4, 5 years sometimes. Wukong, I don't remember how Wukong performs. Cyberpunk was another one, but Cyberpunk performed damn near terrible on every fucking console. So that's what I'm saying. I think y'all might just want to have like a decent console just in case, because you're not going to be able to play games like Doom. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero was another game that struggled on PC. Doom, Sparking Zero, Wukong, Cyberpunk, Expedition 33. It was another game that came out recently that's struggling on PC. I can't remember, but then the PS6 Pro, Slim, Deluxe, Gold Edition, Collector's. That's what I'm saying, bro. They be releasing mad different editions. I'm telling you, Nintendo, you already know you got the fan base where you could do something like that. You could easily release the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro. Better battery life, an hour longer battery life. I'm calling $799. I think that's a good guess. I think anywhere between at minimum $750 is a good guess for the PlayStation 6. I can't see it below it. I can't see the PS6 at this point with tariffs and inflation. I can't see it being like 500, 550, 600. Maybe 650 minimum. 650 is my minimum. Xbox is usually the more budget friendly op than the other systems. Cause compared to Nintendo, yeah. Actually, let's look that up. Every home console price release. Because I know the Xbox typically is cheaper, but I know like Nintendo has typically been like, you know, the cheapest. Typically. That's why people were surprised when they see Nintendo's console damn near launching for $500. Like, they were pissed. Okay, so we got Xbox, GameCube, and what was Xbox competing with again? The PS2? Okay, so Xbox and GameCube. GameCube was $200. Xbox was $300. PlayStation 2 was also $300. Let's just go to like Xbox 360, PS3, and Nintendo Wii. So Xbox 360 was $400. PlayStation 3 was $500. The Wii was $250. Interesting. Should we skip the Wii U? I think no. Let's not skip the Wii U. Okay, so Wii U was $350. Xbox One was $499. PlayStation 4 was $399. The Xbox One costed more than a PlayStation? Shit. Okay, so then you got PlayStation 5 was $500. Xbox Series X was $499, and the Series S was $299. That's interesting how cheap it is. And then you had the Nintendo Switch for $299. Yeah, with the PS5 Pro being $700, I'm telling y'all, yo, that's crazy. $699. $699. Piracy is my friend. You can try it. I think the Elder Scrolls 6 will be coupled with the next console launch. I'm not a big Elder Scrolls fan, but I do know that they have a big fan base. But I think anybody at this point, I'm not a Nintendo hater, but I think at this point any console can have a bigger launch than Nintendo Switch 2. Like their launch titles are so bad, bro, and they had so much potential. Like they could have easily pushed it back, because all you really have exclusive to play on this game is Mario Kart. They could have easily pushed this back by like a month and a half. We could have got Mario Kart. We could have got Kirby. We could have got Metroid. We could have got Donkey Kong Bonanza. And at that point, what would have had a better lineup than that? Nothing. That's what I'm saying. Switch 2, they had the potential. But I think they also wanted to drop it early because all the leaks that were coming out. Like, I've been seeing this exact system for at least 8 months now. I'm talking like the magnetic Joy-Cons, the outlines of it, because a lot of companies, they got the schematics and like the system early so they can make cases and stuff like that. You know, like how iPhones, that's why I'm pretty sure y'all seen it. That's why we all probably know what the iPhone 17 Pro Max and all that shit looks like, because a lot of cases and charges and things like that has to be made months in advance. So I don't know if y'all have seen it, but I've seen the iPhone 17 Pro Max already, like in hand, and it's just like, I like it though. It's very different, but I like it. I think the next God of War might just be centered around Atreus. I heard it's in Egypt. That's going to be fire. 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 Yeah, nothing is really exclusive anymore. Yeah, I think that's a good thing though, because then you get to basically just pick whatever system you want to play on. Like obviously Nintendo, you'll probably never see a Mario on fucking PlayStation. You'll probably never see a Metroid on Xbox. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like, you know, those like Gears of War exclusive, the Spider-Man exclusives, things of that nature, it's like those barriers are being broken down. Let me see. Okay. PC supremacy. Yeah, like I said, PC just has the flaws as well. GTA 6 mods. Yo, that's another thing. That's what I'm saying. You're thinking about getting a PC. I'm letting you know right now, GTA 6 is not coming to PC until at least 2027. I can bet you that. They're already saying GTA 6 cannot be handled on most PCs. So they're not going to release it unless it could be easily accessible. That's the problem. Games like GTA 6 are going to be considered next gen games. It's not going to be easily ran on PCs. Y'all think the next consoles will be digital only? No. I don't think they're that smart or brave or risky yet. Like that's a really risky move. Like I'm pretty sure Sony and Microsoft is watching the fans and how they're reacting to the Switch 2. And they're watching how people don't like this like game cartridge shit. Like they're I'm pretty sure they see that. Like I think we're going to get there eventually, but I just don't think those are going to be the next consoles. They might be trying to phase out of it. Like maybe we'll phase out of it mid PS6 and the next Xbox, but I don't think we'll go completely digital yet. But it definitely seems like they're going there. Like it seems like every console and PC is leaning towards that way. Matty done damn us. What does that mean? Isn't the battery life slightly less than the Switch 1? Yeah, the battery is between 2.5 and 6 hours, but they're saying the reason why the battery is weaker than the original Switch is because it's a lot more powerful than a Switch. Like you can't expect to play a game at 1080p, 120 frames per second for 5 hours straight on a Switch. But that's what I'm saying. They can easily release a Switch 2 Pro next summer. You know what I'm saying? Better battery life. But then again, nowadays, when are you too far from a charger? That's another thing. So it's like, can't complain too much. There's USB-C chargers all around. There's, you know what I'm saying? Like everything takes a USB-C charger nowadays. Even these headphones that I have in my head. Not these headphones, but these headphones. So it's like, how far are you from a USB-C charger? I have 5 USB-C ports right here. Even my hard drive. Everything takes USB-C nowadays. So I'm not gonna really complain too much. But yeah, they're saying 2.5 hours if you're playing like a really heavy game, like Sparking Zero, Black Myth Wukong, Cyberpunk. If you're just playing Mario Kart, they're saying that you should be able to get like 3-4 hours out of that. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of annoying though, because it makes people not want to buy the first versions of everything. I mean, but then again, it gives you more options, right? Because Livy was just telling me that she's debating on getting a PS5 or a PS5 Slim, and I was telling her there's literally no benefit of getting the PS5 over the Slim unless you want to save $50. But it's like, you get double the storage, so you might as well get the Slim. And it's more quiet, supposedly. Like, there's times when my PS5 is like revving up, you can hear the fans and shit. Now, some people don't really care about that. Like, if your PS5 is like all the way by the couch all the time, and you know you're all the way over there, then you're probably not going to care. But if you're getting double the storage for extra $50, why not get the PS5 Slim? You know what I'm saying? So, but I think this is another reason why Nintendo sells so much consoles. They only release one version. They only release one. Like, you might get an OLED, but I don't know if y'all have seen a Nintendo Switch 2 in person. I've seen it in person. I'm not going to lie. The Nintendo Switch 2 looks so good compared to the OLED. It's not even worth releasing an OLED Switch 2, in my opinion. Like, it might increase a tad bit, but Nintendo even said this themselves. The Nintendo Switch, original Nintendo Switch, did not have the best screen. There was like a weird gray foggy filter that had on the Switch and the Switch Lite. So that's why the OLED looked that much better than the Switch. But I'm telling you, even if they release a Switch 2 OLED, it's not going to look that much better than a Switch 2. You might get some better specs. Like, it might load things a slightly bit faster because they're not going to just sell you a better screen. But I don't think it's worth it. At this point, I think you should just get the Switch 2 if you plan on getting the Switch 2. Let me see. They didn't address many of those issues on purpose, I think, for the sake of making other purchases. Wait, what are you talking about, Shadow? Switch 2 has mid-average specs because the other consoles was dog shit. Everyone loves it. You know what's funny? Now that like the Switch 2 came out and you know there's the rumors of PS6, everybody is bashing every other console. Like I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like now everybody's like, oh, why are we releasing a PS6 when the PS5 has barely had any games or any exclusives? And I'm like I haven't had a PS5 for too long, but I could have sworn the PS5 had a good amount of exclusives and stuff. Like what the fuck is, like what are people talking about? But then again, we had this conversation on stream probably like 2 weeks ago where I was saying it's harder to impress the market and consumer nowadays because there's so many different options. You have PCs, you have the Steam Deck, you have the Switch 2, you have a Switch OLED, you have a Switch, you have emulators, you have the Xbox, you have the ROG Ally. Like you have so much more options than you did 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. 6, 7 years ago, if you wanted to play the newest Dragon Ball, you either got a Wii or you got a PS3. You didn't have a PC, you didn't have a strong emulator that could easily put mods over it, you didn't have an ROG Ally, you didn't have all these options. Like I'm telling you, it's just a lot harder to impress the general senses of people. While I'm seeing people bash every single console, and I'm just like, what do you mean PlayStation doesn't have a lot of exclusives? Or if they're not using that excuse, then they're saying, oh, PlayStation did have a good amount of exclusives, but now they're on Xbox, so it really doesn't matter. We don't need a PlayStation 6. We need hardcore PlayStation 5 exclusives. And I'm just like, bro, like this is why you can't please everybody. Now people are saying in general that this was the worst console of like worst generation of consoles, the Switch, the PS5, and Xbox Series X. I'm like, yo, y'all complain about everything. Y'all complain about everything. In my opinion, I think the PS5 was the best one outside of like PS3 and Wii because of nostalgia. So I'm going to be to a degree biased, but saying that the Switch, PS5, and the Xbox Series X and S was the worst generation of consoles, in my opinion, is crazy. Now, I would love to get somebody older opinion on that because I didn't have like too much, you know, great knowledge of like the GameCube, PS2, you know, for me to really respond to that. But it's like people saying that this is the worst generation, in my opinion, is crazy. And if that's the case, we're already off to a bad start with two of these. So it's like you just can't impress the people nowadays. Like if you're trying to be, yo, I swear, if you're trying to like impress the masses as like an actor, songwriter, influencer, rapper, clothing designer, gaming designer, it's like, bro, these people are very hard to impress nowadays. Like I couldn't tell me back in the day it wasn't easy to impress people with some weak ass lyrics, some weak ass songs, with a weak ass game. Like now it's like you gotta push past the boundaries nowadays, like to impress people. The fact that they're saying the PS5 has had one of the weakest lineups, I'm like, yo, we've had God of War, multiple God of Wars, we've had Spider-Man, we've had like, and isn't like we're not even at the end of the PS5 run for the people to be saying this. And when I say there's a lot of people saying this, there's a lot of people saying this. Like I'm seeing these comments with thousands of likes, a lot of people agreeing. Crazy, man. I feel like a PC is something you should cheap out on when buying. Oh no, yeah, I agree. If you're gonna buy a PC, you gotta go all in. Yeah, I know what you meant. You didn't even have to correct the comment. I knew what you meant. A PC is not something that you should like cheap out on. You get the best of the best when you can, and you upgrade your PC like every 5 to 10 years or some shit. Cyberpunk was playable at launch for current gens and PC. It was the last gens where it was really horrible. True, but most people can't drop a used car on an entertainment device. That's another thing I agree with, but we're getting to a point where technology and everything is becoming so expensive where gaming and having phones and shit like that is becoming a luxury once again. Where I think, you know, another thing I think, here's another theory, quote me on this. Switch 2 once again is going to become one of the best selling consoles in history because once people realize, hey, the new Xbox or PlayStation 6 is damn near a fucking $1,000, people are going to realize, hey, isn't there like a device that's optimized and better than the current devices that we have right now, and it's the newest thing out? Like it's going to be like this, right? Xbox and PlayStation is going to be somewhere like here. Like I'm telling you right now, it's going to be $800 at minimum. It's going to be around $800. If it's not $800, it's going to be like $700 after taxes, shipping. It's going to be like $760, $750, some shit, right? It's going to be around $1,000 essentially. People are going to look at that and they be like, wait, Switch 2, I might get like 20% less performance, but I'm saving $300 fucking dollars. Let me go get the Switch 2. Because like I said, the Switch 2 now has the power to play most new modern games. And keep in mind, the Switch 2 is still a new console that's not fully optimized yet, which means it's only going to get better from time on. You know what I'm saying? So, people are saying Mario Kart World is boring. See, I hear that from like 25% of the crowd, not the majority. I'm hearing that from the minority, not the majority. If that makes sense. Let me check something real quick. Okay. People are like the PS5 Pro not justifying its own price tag. Hell no. That is probably one of the most useless consoles ever. Unless you're a big content creator where you're gonna notice, you know, the little frames and the frames and the quality upgrade, which you'll barely notice. It's not worth it. Or if you just got money to throw around. Yo, Vic, you keep on saying this Sonic Racing. Have you even played Sonic Racing? Shadow, don't listen to Vic. Don't listen to Vic. He's trolling. Is it really Vic? I was curious about that one. I think one thing that they had to fix with that Sonic Racing game, to me, it doesn't look that bad. I'm not saying it looks like the best racing game. It does not at all. But there's a part, like, you're going to hear, like, Sonic or somebody in the background saying, yeah, like, he says some annoying shit that's said, like, every 5 seconds in the racing game. And everybody says it's ruining the game. Like, there's some shit, like, basically when you collect left coins, Sonic goes like, yeah, keep it up. And he'll say it, like, every fucking 10 seconds. Like, literally, no exaggeration. He'll say it every few seconds. It's like, bro, that's not necessary. Even if this is a kid's game, that's not necessary, bro. That's a drag. Say it like once every lap or some shit, or space it out or something, but he's literally saying it like every 5 to 10 seconds, swear. That has to go. They have to fix that. That shit is out of pocket. Now we need exclusivity sometimes. Like, I like the Smash Bros. Is still exclusive. It's the main reason I bought a Switch. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I think there's certain things that Xbox, Microsoft, and Nintendo's all gonna try to keep to themselves. Like I said, I don't think we'll ever see like a Mario, Metroid, Pikachu, something like that. You know what's funny? This might be weird. But is it just me, or am I the only one that can kind of see a Pokemon game ever going on like Sony, Xbox? Or am I bugging out? Is it just me? Am I bugging out? But honestly, I can see that happening. I don't know why, but I can see that happening eventually. I don't know why. Like, I just really get a bad feeling that we're going to see Pokemon on like modern consoles. But then again, Pokemon doesn't need to do something like that. They literally like a fucking multi-billion-dollar company. They don't need to do that. They don't need to spread their games out to other consoles. So that's the thing. I noticed that people are more critical. It's good and bad. It can be good because the devs and companies see the feedback and can have them make improvements. Funny enough, I feel like when we were getting less feedback, when we were giving less feedback and had less voices, I feel like we got less garbage content. Or is it just me? But like before 2015, we were getting better games, better movies, better songs, better albums, better paintings. We were getting better everything before people had a voice and anybody could do what I'm doing. I feel like now it's more bullshit being put out, despite even though there's more people with voices. Nintendo became so greedy, they changed the landscape way too fast. Instead of letting it inflate normally, I think it would have took 3 to 5 years for games to justify the hike, but pushing it got people angry over everything. Fair point. But somebody said something that I think we can all agree with. They said Nintendo is basically Apple. When Nintendo sets like the bar, everybody else is going to follow. So like when Apple releases some new shit, all the other popular companies are going to follow. If that makes sense. As far as like pricing, cameras, things of that nature. Or they'll include things they didn't originally intend because of the player feedback. Yeah, it's hard to impress of how advanced we are now. Back in the days, I'm showing my age now, whenever a new system came out, it was a major upgrade like PS1 to PS2. That's another thing. I think we're reaching technology's peak. Like, how much better can we get past 4K? Like, let's just say the new PS6, a new Xbox, even the Nintendo Switch 2 does 4K. If they go to 6K or 8K, I've seen some 6K and 8K videos and even cameras in person. You're really not going to notice the difference between 4K and 6K, 8K. Unless you're somebody that's like looking at computer screens all day and you're editing videos and editing pictures. Even still that, you still might not notice. I think we're reaching a peak when it comes to technology as far as like graphics, hardware, software. I can't see, like, imagine the PS7 having like 8K. It's like, for what? For fucking what? Most people probably won't even have an 8K TV within the next 20 years. Most people barely have a fucking 4K TV. You see what I'm saying? Like, most of us are fine with a 1080p TV. These monitors are 720p because how small they are. I don't even need 1080p. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like we're reaching a peak with most technology where it's like, how much further can you push it? Like, I guarantee you the PS6 is not going to be some crazy shit. It's probably going to be like 4K, 60 frames. Like, you know what I'm saying? And as far as you saying like the PS1 and PS2 upgrade, I think me and my sister was talking about this the other day too. We was like, because everything is oversaturated, it's harder for people to appreciate things. And me and her was talking about like music and everything else. And she was just like, yeah, like when a song came out before, everybody knew the lyrics to the song. Everybody was singing for like a month or two. Nowadays, a song is hot and it's gone tomorrow. It's the same thing with consoles. Like I said, you don't need a Switch because you might get a PS6. You don't need a PS6 because you might get a Steam Deck. You don't need a Steam Deck because you might get an ROG Ally. You don't need an ROG Ally because you might get the new Xbox. You don't get a new Xbox, you might get a new PC. It's like there's so many new options. And yeah, I do think us being more advanced, now we have their internet, we can see, okay, the PlayStation 6 could do that, but I don't really care for that. Maybe I want the Nintendo Switch, the 2. Okay, the Nintendo Switch 2 could do that. Let me get the ROG Ally. Oh, the RG Ally could do that, but let me get that RGB PC over there. That's $2,000. You see what I'm saying? So I agree with that too. Like, it's because we're more advanced that we have more, you know what I'm saying? We can see everything. We can see what's going on over there. And maybe I don't want that. Like, before you had to buy a Nintendo Wii or play your friends to know what was going on. Now you could just go on YouTube. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nintendo saw it coming. They decided to pull the trigger. Yeah, I agree. I think the $80 thing was going to come regardless before 2030, to be honest. I think they used tariffs to help push the motion too. Let me get a quick yes or no in the chat. Do y'all think GTA 6 is going to be $100? Let me get a quick. That's number one. Number two, we know nowadays every big budget game, Spider-Man, Wukong, Red Dead Redemption, doesn't matter what it is. Any big AAA game, they get like a version that's like $30 more that comes with DLC. You can play it early. If y'all think GTA 6 is going to be $100, for the people that say yes, how much do y'all think that bundle is going to be? Like I was telling y'all before, I don't remember the last time I paid under $100 for a game. I paid around like 90 to 100 for Sparking Zero for all the DLC to play it 3 days early. I paid like $100 for Storm Connections for all the DLC to play it early. I paid like $100 to for Doom to play it early to all the DLC. What else? Wukong. I think I paid like 90 for that because I wanted to play it early for content. So that's what I'm saying. $100 games has already kind of been here. You know what I'm saying? Can we even see in 8K? The human eye typically can't grasp 8K unless we're putting it in slow motion. Like, it's not something easily that we'll notice. And that's what I'm saying. We're getting too far ahead with technology. Where it's like, how much better can you get? Sony gonna come out glasses to able to see the 8K. I'm weak. LOL. Yes. You think it's gonna be 80, Shadow? I'd be surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be surprised if it's 80. 80 maybe with a special edition for 130. I could see that. You know why? Because let's just say they do the 80. They're gonna charge you an even bigger fee for all the DLC and to play it early, because they know all those content creators gonna play it early for the content. They know some of you are gonna like fiend to play it. Yeah, and that's the thing. GTA, in my opinion, is the biggest game launch that we will ever see. I'm telling you right now, there will probably never be another game as hyped or as big as GTA 6. They could do whatever the fuck they want. I'm not gonna lie. They could drop the game for 150. I guarantee you, I'm gonna scrape some coins and I'm gonna buy that fucking game for $150. I promise you. And that's one thing. GTA can justify pricing their game at whatever, because GTA has so much longevity in it, and it has actual longevity in it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Call of Duty where you're replaying the same missions. It's not like Roblox where you're, you know what I'm saying? Like, GTA has always had, like, it's always a fully bundled game, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So if they drop it for 100, in my opinion, I think it's worth more than 100. I ain't gonna lie. But I think I could see it drop it for 100. I could see it drop it for 100, and then like 130, 120 for the exclusive DLC pass and 3-day early pass and shit like that. I'm sure they said 100 and 200 for the deluxe. No. I think what they're going to do for 200 is going to be a different type of deluxe, where it comes with like the GTA 6 figurines, or it comes with like a steel case or book or some shit. Like, I think there is going to be like a few different GTA bundles. I'm telling you, they're going to milk us. They're going to milk us. They're going to release a few different versions. I think if they make it 100, it's because they saw the public expected it to be, so they're like, fuck it. I think they could release it for 100, to be honest. I'm telling you, there's a few games that I think they can release for 100 and people are going to be like, fuck it. Because you got to think about it. By the time GTA 6 has come out, there's already multiple PlayStation games and Xbox games and Nintendo Switch games that are dropping from now to then, where people are going to be like, just fuck it. Fuck it. We've been paying $80 for fucking Scott Pilgrim, Castle Crashers, COD, 2K. Why would we not pay 100 for the newest GTA? Like, I'm saying, I think there's a few games that can get away with it for $100. In my opinion, if they drop a new Smash Brothers in 2027, 100%, I think they can release that for $100. 100%. There's some games that's not going to have a problem selling within the next year or two for $100. Smash Brothers is one of them. In my opinion, Mario Kart is one of them. GTA 6 is one of them. Red Dead Redemption 3, if that drops in like fucking 2030, that can drop for $100. There's certain games, bro, I'm telling you, there doesn't need to be a price tag. People are going to fucking buy it. It's going to do millions. It's going to do millions. I'm trying to see what's another like huge game. I can't even think because I know Mario Kart is like in the top 5 most sold games. Let me search it up real quick. Most sold games of all time. I know like Roblox is up there. Yeah, GTA 5, Tetris. Is there like a list? Can I get a list? Because Minecraft is free. Okay, GTA 5, Wii Sports, Ark Survival, Mario Kart, Pokemon Red and Yellow. You know what? I could definitely see a big like Pokemon game with way better graphics, because that's one thing Pokemon people have been complaining about for the longest. Pokemon, in my opinion, has been severely behind as far as graphics. I'm telling you, I could see a new Pokemon game 2026, 2027 for $100. I'm telling you, there's certain games, bro. Pokemon is one of them that have like that solid fan base. Yo, they could drop a banging ass Pokemon game for $100. People are going to buy it. They're going to buy it. The Sims, that's another one, bro. I'm telling you, there's certain games they can drop for $100 and people are going to buy it, bro. They're going to buy it. The Sims is up here for top 10 most sold games of all time. Red Dead Redemption 2. I already said that. Red Dead Redemption 3 can 100% drop for $100. It's going. The Witcher, damn, that shit sold 63 million? I didn't even know that game was big like that. I'm not gonna lie. Super Mario, I don't see Nintendo doing a $100 game for Super Mario or any big like first party mascot game unless it's Smash Bros. Even if we get a new Super Mario Brothers, I think it's gonna be $80, not $100. Human Fall, I don't know what the hell that is. Bejeweled, I don't know what the hell that is. Overwatch, no, I don't see that. Nope. Animal Crossing, no, that's too much of like a kiddie game. I can't see that being 180, of course. Black Ops, no, Black Ops is not where it was years ago. Hell no. Black Ops, I'm not gonna lie, Activision, y'all are some brave motherfuckers if y'all even make that game $80. That Black Ops 7 better not be $80. That shit better be 70 or 60. The way y'all been selling for the past 5, 6, 7 years, that shit better not be more than 70, my friend. Do not make that game $80. I will 100% not be buying that shit. No. I think if they make it 100, okay, I read that. Yeah, they'll probably run that play. I feel like they take it mad long though. It might end up being one of those things that get boring fast. You're talking about the GTA or like Smash Brothers or something like that? Because we mentioned a few games. The hell is the DLC even going to be about? You get another bad bitch? I keep on hearing a lot of people say, I think it was even you or some of y'all in the chat that y'all was saying like a lot of times you don't get the true GTA ending until you play the DLC, which in my opinion, I hate when they do shit like that, because it's like, hey, you want to know the full ending or the full story? It's behind this paywall, or you can watch your favorite YouTuber play it. It's like, damn, bro, like we can't just get the whole package, bro. Like, why you gotta do me like that? We already done paid $120 for your game, bro. But like I said, they know they can milk it like that. So like how we waited dumb long for another Tenkaichi game and now it's barely talked about. I think they really dropped the ball with that. Like, I don't think they cared as much as, I don't think they realized how big that game was and how big it could have been, and they dropped the ball with that, in my opinion. Like, there was so many easy. It's like Sparking Zero didn't even have to do much. Like, I already had a whole 30-minute rant, probably hour rant with the chat already about that, but there was so many little things that they could have done. We're not asking for big changes. We're asking for fucking stages, bro. Costumes. Like, we're not asking you to fucking reconstruct and build the game from ground up. You already had a great foundation. And keep in mind, a lot of stuff that we're asking for was in Tenkaichi 3. Like, we're not asking for some unreasonable shit. The things that we're asking for is stuff that y'all already gave us, number one. And number two, modders easily put into the game within the first 3 to 6 months. Which means y'all can do it. Y'all have a team full of people. Like, Sparking Zero had, like, I'm telling you, it was the little things that turned a lot of us off about that game. Like I said, the costumes, the lack of colorways, the lack of stages, and I don't even wanna like get back into that. The lack of giants, the lack of characters. That was already. Let's not talk about Sparking, bro. That just gets me so mad, because once again, that was something that I paid 100 plus for. I think around 110 or 108 or some shit. One of the last studios to actually put love in their games. 100%. 100%. Ooh. That's another one. Zelda. 100%. 100%. 100%. Because wasn't Breath of the Wild the first Nintendo game that Nintendo actually jumped the price up? 100%. If the $100 game thing becomes the new norm, 100% the Legend of Zelda is going to be $100, my friend. And y'all got to keep in mind, these games are not coming out probably to 2027, 2028. Well, $100 games are going to be a lot more accepted by then. Right now, it's kind of like, whoa. Like, we don't even like really the $80 price game. But once GTA 6 does it, I'm telling you, the next Smash Brothers, Sims, Red Dead Redemption 3, Legend of Zelda, it's just going to open the floodgates. People are going to realize, hey, those really big popular games that we know everybody named mama going to buy, that's just going to be $100 and we got to accept it. That's it. Tekken. That's a good one. I don't know if Tekken will release for 100. I can't see that. I can't see like any of, because fighting games are already hard to sell. That's why there's no fighting games really high on this list. Fighting games are hard to sell. I'm not saying that they don't do good in its own, but fighting games are already considered hard to sell because fighting games has like a specific audience. You know, you have to have some talent to a degree or some skill to a degree. Like, that's not like Mario Kart that like your little 5-year-old brother can pick up and just start playing. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Sims where your little 8-year-old sister can play. If you want to play Dragon Ball Sparking Zero or Fighters or even games like Street Fighter, Tekken, you gotta have some sort of skill. So fighting games have never been super duper high or widely available unless it was like Smash Brothers, where you know you have a lot more kid-friendly faces. Like, a mom will pay $120 for Smash Brothers just because fucking Mario's in it, and Sonic's in it, and Pikachu's in it, and Kirby's in it, and Link is, you know what I'm saying? Like, the mom and the kid, they'll see all of those like friendly looking characters. Okay, let's just buy that. It's okay. You'll get it for a Christmas gift. It's okay. I'd pay a lot for a Tekken. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. In my opinion, fighting games in general struggle to sell. Like, if you think about all the big fighting games in the past few years, Marvel vs. Capcom, they're already scared to release a Marvel vs. Capcom. And I think that's why we're not getting another one. That's why we're getting that new Marvel fighting game. Like, the biggest selling games is typically like those first person games like GTA, Red Dead Redemption, Ghost of Tsushima. I just had the list here. Like Sims, like, you know, those one player games. Mario Kart surprised me, to be honest, but Mario Kart is like top 5 most sold games throughout all the time. Higher than World of Warcraft, higher than Sonic, higher than Elder Scrolls, higher than Smash Brothers, higher than Black Ops, higher than Wii Fit, higher than Overwatch. Like, yeah. I wonder where Fortnite ranks in this. I know Fortnite has to be pretty high on this list, but I don't know why they didn't count Fortnite. Fortnite, I'm pretty sure will be on this list. Cooking Mama, nah. God of War's, ooh yeah. God of War is one of those. God of War is one of those. 100%. God of War is one of those. Even, are we getting a Spider-Man 3? Have they talked about that? The studio that makes Spider-Man 1, 2? I think we are getting a Spider-Man 3. I think Wolverine comes out the end of next year. And I think Spider-Man 3 is coming out like 2027, 2028. Spider-Man is another one. I think that's going to be 100. Sparking was a money grab. I could have sworn I paid around 100 for Tekken though for the pre-order. Yeah. But the 100 that I'm talking about for like Legend of Zelda, Red Dead Redemption, God of War, I'm talking about that being 100 as the base price. I'm not talking about with the DLC and season pass and playing it 3-4 days early. Just checked 100. Yeah, I believe it, because Tekken is one of those like bigger game studios. Anything like AAA, they're gonna have those like $99 bundles. But it is hot as hell. I want to take a walk, so I'm going to end this. Yeah, for the standalone Zelda. Yeah, I'm telling you, Zelda, Red Dead Redemption, Smash Brothers, those like really big games. Sims 4 or 5, whatever the fuck they're on. I think those are 100% going to release for $100. And like I said, the fact that it's going to be in 2027, 2028, things of that nature, where $100 games are going to be more accepted and normal, definitely.